I'm Coral, and I'm really excited to be back for a live episode of Stoney Sunday because it has been a couple of weeks. The show, as always, is sponsored by Boveda. Boveda makes humidity control packets that keep your bed soft and smokable, and they're on every single Stoney Sunday shirt. To say thanks for sponsoring the show, for this week's Stoney Sunday episode, I will be dabbing using my VAPEXHALE, something a little bit different. It's been a couple of weeks, maybe even months since I've used my VAPEXHALE on Stoney Sunday, but I'm gonna get the switch flipped on. That means the light inside shows red. I wait till it's green before I can take my first dab, but it won't take very long to heat up. And the VAPEX nails are loaded and ready. These are the little cartridges that you put your concentrate into. They have a little slit down most of the way towards the bottom, so you're not actually loading from the top. And they're super, super convenient. So if you follow me on Snapchat, you have seen me using the VAPEXHALE over and over and over. Every single trip I take, I travel with this so that I don't have to use a torch or find butane or deal with any of that while on the road. And I figured, you know what, well at home, I don't really want to deal with the torch right now, so I'm gonna use the VAPEXHALE. I see the first question coming in. It is post 420 weekend. Happy 420 everyone that was out there celebrating. The question from Notch747 is, why no Cannabis Cup this year? I clearly am not at the Cannabis Cup. I am in the comfort of my living room in my own home right now. And the reason I didn't go to the LA Cannabis Cup specifically was because my plans this month were left until the very last minute. I had anticipated being in Australia, going to Mardi Gras, and hopefully attending 420 there, but our plans with our sponsor really kept being delayed and delayed and delayed to the point that I couldn't book my dog sitter and have someone reliably have their time like set aside. So with only a couple of weeks, like literally 3 weeks to plan April, I didn't really want to go all the way down to LA right after coming back from Mexico. We did decide to go to Mexico because Australia had fallen through and we still wanted to get out of the country and do something fun during that time of year. So when I came back into town, it's like, did I immediately want to turn around and then drive down to LA to be in a huge crowd of people? No, I didn't. I'm not sure of the next High Times Cup I plan to be at. My focus right now is really like rallies and groups of people getting together for free to try and make a message like clear in their community. I don't see a message coming forward from Cannabis Cups. I don't really see politicians paying attention to them. I don't see them covered in the news outside of being a really big concert and party. And that's fine. That's fun for the right moment. But for me, what I want to spend my energy on is making an impact. I want like the 420 event in Melbourne, the 420 event in Toronto, the 420 events around the country that are beyond just, or around the world, beyond just concerts, those are ones that really have my heart. So personally, I stayed home, I chilled, I hung out with the dogs. We went to the dog park on 420, and I have to say, Santa Cruz, I don't know where you were at for Dog Park 420 Day because you were not there. It was just us and our dogs. Everyone else was getting really, really high, which we totally could have done there. But it was weird. It was like an abandoned dog park day. Our light is green! Oh my god, I'm so ready for this dab. Oh, I see Hooping Manic says that there's a 5K walk for medical cannabis use on Friday in Salt Lake City, Utah. That's fucking sweet. I love seeing more and more coverage from Texas and Utah, Alabama. Like there are so many states that 5 years ago I would have people write to me and be like, that's great for California, but it'll never happen here. Guess what? It's happening there because of the conversations, because of people getting out of their homes and being loud. It's amazing. Jen is asking what shade of lipstick this is. Oh, I'm so glad you asked actually, because I have a mini makeup spiel to go on. I was kind of hesitant to get the Manny MUA and Jeffree Star collabs just because I've built up a Jeffree Star stash. Like, I kid you not, I think I have most of the full line of lipsticks. Like, I just needed all the different colors and I wanted them and I really liked them. So when this new collab came out, I was like, I don't know that I need it. I have Rose Madder, I have all of these different shades that look kind of like I'm Shook. But after it sold out on the website, after like a week or two, I finally just couldn't stop thinking about it. So I went and I bought the highlighter and I'm Shook and Daddy, the two lipsticks, and I love them. I'm like surprised by how much I actually really like them, because I thought maybe I was just like falling into buying everything from this brand, and I don't know, I'm using a lot of other brands in my daily routine, so how much more can I buy from one particular brand? But the fact is, they fucking rock. Like honestly, this highlighter, blinding. I know everyone says that about every highlighter, but Eclipse is like really, really worth it. And then I'm Shook is a little bit more red than Rose Madder and a little bit more pink than the Checkmate red that was the like winter bundle, I think. But both of those colors I love, so seeing something that's kind of in the middle of them, I'm obsessed. And the shade Daddy is a light brown. Recently got a dark brown lipstick from Tarte that I really, really like, and I wore it in Paris. It made me feel like so fancy. But now I have a light brown lipstick, which makes me feel more like kind of local. It's kind of cool. I'm into it. But anyway, thanks for asking, because I do really like these shades. I just pulled out the VAPEXHALE, wait, what is it? VAPEXNail from the vaporizer. It's mostly burned off. That's what I wanted to show you. It's not gonna be like an e-nail where you have to keep this in and keep reloading that one over and over. I'm actually taking that out. I'm gonna use a new cartridge for the next dab, so it's like super clean and flavorful. Yum. Oh, I see people commenting where they're watching from. Hello, everyone. I love when you leave comments about what city, state, country you're in. I see Moss. Jason is watching from Texas. I would love to get out there. I was actually just talking with Mio about some different options in different states and opportunities to go down there. I get a little bit nervous that if I were to go down there, an event could be cut short and I would be putting world reefers in danger as well as myself in danger by having a public cannabis meetup or something like that. But there are rallies and there are marches happening in Texas. So you might see me pop up with little notice, just surprise, I'm in Texas, I really want to go and be there. But I'm really nervous of drawing too much attention to just a private smoke sesh in any sort of way. On to some more lighthearted or, I don't know, just updatey things, a little water. One, I will have a 4-hour and 20-minute live stream on April 27th. It's coming up. It's exactly 1 week from 420 because it's actually to celebrate the day Sochi and I first met, and we had a huge sesh in San Francisco on Hippie Hill. We invited World Reefers to come. We invited the Chillers. I don't know if the So Chillers have really picked up as like a nickname, but her name is Sochi, so why can't we call people So Chillers? Anyway, the Chillers and the Reefers hung out. We had a great sesh, and we did it for the next like 5 years? Help me out. I feel like it's been like 4 or 5 years of the 427 sesh. Unfortunately, Sochi moved to Arizona. Great for Arizona. Congratulations, you guys. I'm super happy for you. I'm super mad that my friend left the state. But that means no 427 sesh. And I was really looking forward to a long day of smoking with you guys. So that was a long story short. We're having a live sesh, 4 hours and 20 minutes. It's gonna start at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, as usual, on the 27th. It's gonna go till just after 420, I think till like 4:50 is the official time. And I'm gonna smoke with you guys. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be super chill. I don't think we're gonna just stay in one room of the house. We can walk anywhere. And if you guys wanna watch and participate live, it will be broadcast on YouTube like this is right now. What up? Hello, thanks for joining. But it will also be broadcast on YouNow. If you haven't heard of YouNow, please go and download the app, check out the website. My screen name is CoralReefer420, and the reason I'm gonna be broadcasting on YouNow is because it provides a little bit of a different sense of engagement for the audience. You guys can tip, I'm not gonna lie, that's really cool on my end. If you want to tip, if you want to contribute, you can, but you don't have to. It's still completely free to watch, to participate. The more that you engage with likes and stuff, the more that I see your comments, so it helps me know who's paying attention, know who's watching, and then at the end I can actually engage with my top likers or viewers or reefers. So it's definitely a little bit different than YouTube, and it will still push to YouTube, so you can watch the broadcast on both. But I will be looking at the comments on YouNow for that particular broadcast, and if you add me there, you'll get a little alert whenever I go live. And they're a little more casual sessions on YouNow than I do here on YouTube, where it's kind of political and we're talking question and answer, and it's kind of serious sometimes. it's a little more chill on you now. No, wait, there were more updates. That was only like the first update and I was so ready to move on. Second update, number 2, the Wake and Bake alien shirts, which I am not wearing, but they are printed by the same person and they are gonna be on hemp shirts. Of course, the alien Wake and Bake shirts will be sent out hopefully by Friday, Saturday at the latest. Sunday, there's not even mail, so that's like the absolute latest that I'd be dropping it off. But the shirt printer's been working on them. This is the only time this printer has actually taken more than 2 weeks to finish something. It's gonna be like 2 weeks and 3 days. But I'm really excited to get those shirts in hand. I'm so thankful for all of your pre-orders. We got, I think, more than half the shirts pre-ordered. So there will be a few shirts of every size available for sale once they're in hand, but only like 2 or 3 of each because we're only printing 75 total ever of those shirts. I'm so excited. Something totally different than the Stoney Sunday shirts because Mio designed and drew and like put together the whole alien Wake and Bake scene and all of his alien pins. I've never really sold like a boyfriend's merch like this. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. He designed them. I got him to print them on hemp shirts. He was all about the hemp too. I didn't really have to convince him that much. He wanted to print on hemp, but he didn't know people that would buy the hemp. I said I might know some people that want to buy some hemp, and it all came together. So those shirts are coming up, and I'm trying to think if there was a third update, because I feel like just the 2 is so easy. So like, what would be the third one? What could be the third one? 427, important. Shirt update, coming soon. And then I don't think it's like a super update, but these shirts are still available. If you guys like the Rasta and Black Stoney Sunday shirt, there are a few of each size. I think we're getting down to the end of the box of Stoney Sunday shirts. They are available still on Big Cartel right now. And I'll just take another dab and see if there was anything else that I remembered to update you guys on. Maybe. Oh yeah, and someone asked if all of the shirts with the Alien Wake and Bake pre-orders are still gonna get their free alien pin, and it's like, fuck yeah they are. Fuck yeah, I never wanna be the person to say you're gonna get something for pre-ordering and then not do it. So every single shirt that was pre-ordered, like I said, more than half the shirts were pre-ordered, they come with a free alien pin that is designed by Mio and gonna be a surprise design for you guys. It's gonna be one of the random ones that we have already put on the website. There was a question I was gonna answer and I've lost it. Oh, Laura has asked it. Laura asked, where'd it go? Oh my gosh. Oh, who is your most inspirational figure when it comes to fighting prohibition? Inspirational figure. Do you guys know who I'm gonna say? Because I feel like I'm like thinking, and I'm like, duh. Do you know? Might go with two inspirational figures. Or 10? Oh man, the wheels are turning. That tab lasted forever. I have so many answers for this question, you guys. I have to give a huge shout out to Greg at Cannabis Cure UK because he personally inspired me to change kind of what I was doing, to show not only did I enjoy cannabis, but to start spewing facts about it too, because I had an opportunity and I had an audience and I should advocate more than just being an enthusiast. So I have to like say in my personal journey, he definitely like shifted and turned on something in my brain that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna see what I can do. Aside from him, when I started on that mission, when I decided I want to talk about pot, not just about how much I like it and about myself, but about the plant and the truth behind it and the facts that people don't know, I really looked to Jody Emery. I was blown away that she was working so hard while her husband was in prison. I would be sad all the time. I don't know if I could get out of bed. I was so blown away by her presence on stage, how inspiring is the only word I can think of for it. She's honestly someone that makes the crowd go quiet and makes everyone stare. And when other people ask for donations, people are like, eh, whatever. But when Jody Emery's out there asking for donations to put money in the hat at HempFest, people are throwing money in the hat. She's someone that gets people to listen and gets people to do something. It's incredible. So I've definitely tried to learn from her as best I can. And I've just been inspired by the way that she's always had so much poise and grace, even in the face of fucking terror and like the worst type of things that I can imagine. She's just sitting there like so well composed. I feel like she's the opposite of me in that sense, because I would be like swinging, losing my mind, screaming the top of my lungs, and you just see her so well composed, and that's something I need to learn from. So when it comes to marijuana advocacy, I've been so amazed that she can just keep working. She just stays on mission. She never loses focus. She never loses sight. And she's unapologetically feminine and herself. She doesn't put on a man's pair of clothes, which is, you can wear whatever you want to wear. Clothes don't have genders. Clothes do not have genders. But there's a difference in how you want to present yourself and how people treat you today, right now. It's just the reality of the world. And sometimes women in powerful positions lose a sense of feminine self because they want to be taken seriously by men. And I don't even mean to say everyone does that, but I feel like that's what I've seen sometimes. And for me, Jodie Emery represents someone not doing that. She'll wear a fucking sundress to the business meeting. She'll wear a beautiful fucking hat whenever she wants. Like, she's unapologetically feminine, and I don't know how else to really represent it. You can be however you want to be a person. But to me, to see someone take such a place of power and a place of authority and a place of guidance and still wear the cutest dress at the event, that I was like, oh, amazing. What can she do? She's fucking incredible. Another person I have to acknowledge as a huge inspiration of mine is Debbie Goldsberry. Debbie Goldsberry doesn't stop working either. Like, Debbie tried to collab with me for a little bit. She was like, maybe I could mentor you, but she just goes too fast. I thought I moved fast. She was a blur. She was on and to the next. It was amazing. I feel like every meeting and sesh that I had with her was like a dream come true. I could learn so much more from her if I could keep up, I swear to God. Now she's running a dispensary. I think she's still traveling all around and talking all the time. Debbie Goldsberry, as far as I know, has been active since like the 80s and 90s when it comes to advocacy in cannabis. And she's just been like affecting local change. You might not have heard of her if you're across the country or across the world unless you've come to these events. But if you are local, you know the businesses that she's helped open, you know the organizations that she's helped partner with and build and have people join, to the fact that she doesn't even participate anymore and she's moved on to the next one and they're still going without her. It's amazing. So she's definitely someone that I wish I could keep up with. Like, dear God, I don't even know. Debbie Goldsberry, you are a true icon. Like, oh, I hope everyone follows her. Brian has a question. To me, I normalize weed usage similar to how gay YouTubers normalize gay people. Do I ever feel pressure to do or not do certain things in order to normalize the cannabis experience? Very interesting. I do really believe that representation and exposure changes people's opinions. The more you know someone, the more you can think of someone in your mind that you know that is gay or is a different race or smokes weed all the time or has whatever else going on in their life, the more you can relate to that person because they're a friend. They're not just a stranger that you've seen on TV. So I definitely agree that YouTubers in particular can help break stigmas and normalize things that people in other areas maybe don't have any exposure to in some way. But when it comes to do I feel pressure to do or not do certain things in order to normalize the cannabis experience, I can't think of anything in particular. I felt pressure, not really, I felt feedback. I've received feedback that I should represent cannabis in some other way, that there's a better way to represent cannabis, or being a woman, that I should dress differently, or I should speak differently, I should have my videos differently. Different? I don't think that made sense. But when it comes down to it, I've always known that to be a personal critique that wasn't really on me. It was just someone saying they wish they did that for themselves. And to me, normalizing the cannabis experience is inviting all of our different experiences into the melting pot. So share your experience. Do what you want to do. As different as it may be from me, I don't feel a pressure to change my experiences. I don't feel a pressure to enjoy cannabis any differently. I don't do the like super trendy things. I didn't even know purple dabs were a thing until I was like on the show with someone and they're like, don't you know about purple dabs? And I was like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't feel a big pressure to like do those types of things, but I don't know. If there's a specific example, please let me know. Overall, I feel like there's definitely critique and feedback for showing how I experience my life as a cannabis enthusiast, as a patient, as a person, as a woman. There's a lot of different types of critiques and feedback, but I've never felt that I should alter how I'm gonna experience the world. I've always just hoped to better my communication with you guys so that I can tell you about it better in a way that doesn't make you mad, in a way that makes you understand why I'm so excited about it. Hope that makes sense. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. I'm definitely gonna take another dab. The VAPEXHALE is still green inside, ready to go. And I think this is gonna be the last dab of the show. 3 rapid fire Stoney Sunday questions before we get out of here. What are some alternatives to advocating for cannabis on social media if you're in an illegal state and don't want to show your face? Laura asks. You don't ever have to show your face. That's totally okay. If you're in an illegal state, I believe advocating with your local government is going to be huge. Write letters to the city council, write letters to your senate, to your governor, as high up or as small and local as you want to go. Advocating on social media in an illegal state can be really hard to do because, again, you're somewhat restricted. You don't want to show your area. You don't want to give away where you are. I would imagine you might be just taking pictures of what you're smoking right in front of you, but that alone is still powerful. It's really interesting to see the quality of meds across the country, to see the risks that people are taking to get their cannabis across the country or across the world. You can share your story even without sharing your face. If you are someone that's benefited by medical cannabis use, write a blog post about it. Tell your story. Tell how it's helping you. You can tell how different strains help you. If you don't get different strains, you can talk about how you don't have access to different things and why you think that it might help you. You can do a lot of different advocacy methods without showing your face, but I really believe in the power of local advocacy. There may be local groups like Americans for Safe Access or Normal, or even on college campuses, they have their own groups that aren't national and don't have national chapters, but they're groups of like-minded people that believe in changing the laws. I joined one when I was in community college in Seattle at Highline. What up, Highline? And I had a great time. We did rallies, we did marches, and it was only medical then. It was not completely illegal, but it was not the legal Washington you know now at all. So there are definitely still ways. That was not rapid fire. Oh my God, next question. Rapid fire. What are purple dabs? I still don't know. I still don't honestly understand what it was about, but it seemed really trendy and cool. The final question from 420 Smoker. Can you take wax on a plane? I used to not answer this question as much, but if you want to take the risk, it's a risk you are taking. Legally, no, you cannot transport meds state to state. Even if you're a patient in one state and that other state recognizes medical patients, the TSA and flying people that, I don't know, sometimes just are mean, those people are all federal agents in some way as far as I can tell. So they don't actually have to respect state laws, but are they looking for cannabis? Are they prioritizing it? Is it really important to them to train dogs to find cannabis, or is it important to them to train dogs to find bombs and guns and like explosive residue? If you live in the United States, I think you know what they're training them for right now. It's explosives. That's what's happening. So it's a risk you're gonna take. It's definitely one that you've seen me take, and I would never recommend. I'm gonna knock on wood every single time. I'm like holding my breath. I'm so scared. I definitely don't do it every time I fly. So often I'm going where I'm gonna see reefers, where I'm gonna see people, and I can just really keep my fingers crossed that you guys will keep me high. So that's the best bet, is to just make friends and see what happens. But that's not always safe, and that's not something I can recommend for everyone at all. No, you can't legally fly with them. No, it's not really an option, but do you see people doing it? Yes. Have I done it? Yes. And I'm gonna end Stoney Sunday on that. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to stay Stoney with me. And if you want to get this shirt, it's on Big Cartel right now. Bye, you guys.